Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reacts where today we have ourselves a track from an act named Cardo Loot titled Slide, and if we switch over to here we got ourselves a track on Spotify, put that art up on the screen and we're going to listen through this track from start till finish and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go, let's do it, Slide. Interesting use of like reverse loops there, or vocal loops.
Was it for me, was it you? Baby, I'm from the BX, it's a permanent move. Starting out, I've been riding with the crew. Been that nigga till them got nothing to prove. Getting bigger, had to change the size my shoes. Real hitters, you don't want nothing to do. I make hits, and these speakers do. Baby bout me, she see me, make she move. Hey, 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 hey. Slide. Slide, 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 hey, hey, slide, slide.
Smooth transition to 808s.
Slide, 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 hey, You gon' hear me like my verses anyway, I just prefer this. They talk down and I work through it, going in a further ray. I've been slamming through the bass, hit a home run disarray. By the form of riot, so many years I worked in silence. Now I'm popping with a view. Here my name is Cardo Loot. Anyways the tables turn. Easier, hard way they gon' learn. Hey, I be busy, gotta earn. Hey, gotta earn. Was it for me, was it you? Baby, I'm from the BS, it's a permanent move. Starting out, I've been riding with the crew. Been that nigga till them got nothing to prove. Getting bigger, had to change the size my shoes. Real hitters, you don't want nothing to do. I make hits, and these speakers do. Baby bout me, she see me, make she move. Slide, slide.
And duration of the hook line.
Slide. Hey, hey, slide, 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 slide. Hey, hey, slide, slide, slide.
And that's effective, I dig it. No complaints on my end at all. It's an interesting first impression and we're going to talk about this track more in the conclusion. Because welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track from an act named Cardo Loot titled Slide. Now, what do we think this track is about? I think this track is about someone talking about their career, their status, their current position versus the way they've come up maybe earlier and talk about the people they're interacting with. The fact that they've got to earn, continue working, etc. And just keep sliding along, just keep riding, etc. It's tight. I dig it. I think it's a story that a lot of people will be able to relate to. I figured that, you know, it's part and parcel for a lot of goals in people's lives, and it's great they're finding success. So I think that this track works in part because of the casual confidence from Cardo Loot. Their voice, their vocals are palatable. There is a nice sort of organic rhythm and flow to the way that we sort of communicate with the listener and rap, and there are these sort of sung parts in the chorus there, whether it's the slide kind of hook line or the yeah kind of almost like kind of on pack kind of like add-ons, that just the da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, you know, that kind of like that slide there, or legato almost kind of mirrors the slide that we're talking about. I dig that smoothness to it. So I think that it's well calculated. The track is 2 minutes 34, so we don't overstay our welcome. We communicate the story that we need to with a couple of verses for extra context. And then we're out. And it's cool when you get time at the beginning to be able to appreciate the instrumental motif. So I think Cardo Loot understands that they need to do more than just talk and rap and sing. They need to offer a total experience. Those vocal chops, the kind of interesting melodies that we had at the start of the piece there with the filtering and the kind of pulsing synth, wah, wah, wah. There's an interesting concoction of different elements within this track instrumentally that I feel is another positive. It's not typical. A lot of the time we might sort of be where we need to move quickly into like a full beat or something like that, but we have A mixture of different kick and 808 patterns there, especially splitting those choruses like that with the halves. You have interesting 8th and 16th note variations with the percussion. You have these interesting kind of click, almost like fill components in certain bits, which is really great. Alongside other parts of like kind of, you know, like these interesting sort of like transitory things. And I dig that we're playing around with expectations and keeping things instrumentally and structurally fresh, despite the short form factor, where it is short enough to not need to maybe do as much. But I think part of the reason we might need to be sort of adding that much variety instrumentally is because of the fact that we are kind of riffing on that one main root note for the entirety of it. We might have variations there with bass notes in certain parts, but we're typically sticking with a diatonic minor, with some of the melody lines, vocal lines, should I say. And I think that it's just great that we're aware of the fact that we need to keep things different, like that we need to add variety and continuous development with that minimalism with the bass lines and chord progressions. I mean, like, there is a secondary chord in some parts, but we do sort of resonate back to that root pretty effectively. And so I think ultimately, I just feel like it's the textures and tones of the instruments to contrast the minimalism of the chord progressions of bass lines. Is another thing that really works within this. It allows more of a focus on Cardo Loot as a rapper and as a performer and as a main lead. I think finally, it's the studio production of it that I appreciate. I think that we handled things well with the clarity of the vocal performance, the effects change on the vocals. I think there was a little bit of like styling with the note choices and stuff like that, but it's good. It suits well for the genre. I think things are well compressed and EQ'd. There's no weird issues with resonant frequencies in the frequency spectrum. Music surrounds you in the headphones. It's very lush, but it's got an interesting mid-range resonance that contrasts with some of the upper key parts there occasionally. And like sometimes we modulate those vocal chops up an octave, and there's a nice bit of contrast there, which is captured from an effects perspective. And I enjoy the fact that we're playing around with expectations, and that's just as much work in the studio as everything else. There is dynamic range to this. Things aren't the same loudness all the time, although the track is loud. You know, it pops off. It's fantastic, but it's not squeezed. There is side chaining. It is still nice and loud without pumping, so the bus compression limiting is handled. And simply put, I think it's commercial grade at this point. I think that they are in a really solid position with their work, and I wish them all the best of luck in future. No complaints on my end. Again, it's just a really great sort of effort from Cardo Loot. So thank you for watching my review of this track from Cardo Loot titled Slide, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show them some love via their various social medias and their Spotify page, and stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next SP Reacts. Spiderhands out.